Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we gonna talk about these damn games. Yeah, they're damn and godforsaken. They're so fake and rigged and scripted. So we gonna talk about what happened last night. And last night, what do we have? We had Nuggets and T-Wolves, Pacers, Knicks. For the T-Wolves, same thing again. They laid the hell down. I couldn't recognize this team the last two games. I don't know what team this is, but it's not the team that we've been watching. Let's shut this fool up. No one wants to hear what Stephen A. has to say. He knows nothing about sports. He was an implant. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. They had Minnesota. They played a little bit better last night, but they really haven't looked like themselves the last two games. And Denver, the first two games, they didn't look like themselves. So when are they going to have both teams look like themselves when they both play at the same time? That's what I want to see. I want to see both teams play their best when they're playing at the same time so we can see what a better team is. But that's not what's going to happen. Everything's been pre-decided. Everything's been predetermined. The NBA knows what they're doing. The NBA is going to take every one of these series to 7 games. They got to take in all the money. They got to grab all the eyeballs. They got to squeeze and muster all the money and attention they can gather from everybody. And that's exactly what they're going to do. It's hard to say what's going to happen. But let's talk about the box score of the game. That's what we really need to talk about. We're going to talk about who did and didn't score. And who should and should have scored. And there's a lot of that going on. A lot of guys showing up. A lot of guys not showing up. A lot of guys that suck during the year just dropping 30 out of nowhere. A lot of P.J. Washington bullshit. But let's look at this. So you let Aaron Gordon drop 27 points. That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let the fourth best player on their team drop 27 points. That's the same thing. That's the P.J. Washington effect. You're letting the third, fourth, fifth best player drop 30 points. Then that's what you get. If you're going to do that, you're going to lose every time. And Michael Porter, you held him to 4, but you give 27 to Aaron Gordon. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Jamal Murray is playing hurt. We know it. We've heard it. And they still can't come up with an answer. Jokic is going to always do his thing, but they had an answer for him, but they couldn't stop him last night. So this team, Denver, they look older and slower compared to last night. Obviously, that half-court shot we just saw was fake as hell. I might have to do a video on that at some point. But it's just ridiculous to me how people are really betting on these games, thinking that these outcomes are for real. And that's what gets me upset about this. If it was like WWE where everyone knew it was fake, I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't make a damn video about this. But it's the fact that everyone thinks it's legitimate. And that's why I'm going to always keep making these videos to the day I die. Now you look over here, top heavy, lopsided, 44 from one guy, and then you get 11, 11, 13, 15, 11. And then that's it. And that's it. This is a glorified New York Knicks squad right here. If you're going to play like this, you might as well be the Knicks. This ain't going to get it done. Mike Conley, I need you to drop at least 20. Karl Anthony Towns, you got to drop 25 if you're the star that we say you are. Rudy Gobert, you did just fine. He's not a scorer. He's a rebounder and a shot blocker. We need more block shots on him. We need him to do a better job on Jokic. If Jokic dropped 35, then Rudy Gobert didn't do his job. And dare I say, the team might look better when Rudy Gobert is not in the lineup. I know that's a big time thing to say, but I feel like the team flows better without him. But at the end of the day, if this whole project doesn't work, they're going to move Karl Anthony Towns because he's the younger athlete and they can get more assets for him. So if this experiment, this Twin Tower experiment doesn't work, they're going to switch it all up, guys. You better believe it. But I really, truly believe these two teams are close. Very close. If Minnesota plays to their potential, they really can beat Denver because they got the size, they got the girth, and they got the superstar Michael Jeffrey Jordan's son on the team. All right? So now we're just going to need some other people to step up. You can't get only 2 guys on the bench dropping points. That's how you lose. That's how you look like the New York Knickerbockers. So we're going to call this game tomorrow. I just don't get what Minnesota's doing. I mean, I do know what they're doing. They're doing what the NFL told them to do, which is lay down. Don't beat this team 3 or 4-1 or a sweep. You're going to take it 7 games, and you're going to possibly lose. And that's what they're going to keep doing. All right, so let's talk about this Knicks-Pacers game. And I think I said it, game 2. The Knicks, they're going to hit a wall because you can't play 5 deep and play the way they've been playing and think that you can sustain that type of basketball. Not against grown men like this. Eventually, it's going to wear you down if you're a human being, which they are as far as I know. If you're a human being, you can't play 5 deep. And it looks like they tried to play more than 5 deep. You know, the only reason they did though is because guys were not hitting shots. DiVincenzo was so off last night. Josh Hart was so off that he had to try other people just to see if they can muster anything, and they got some bench points. Burke played well, but if he's dropping 20 and he's your leading scorer, you ain't going to win a game. Jalen Brunson couldn't give you 20. You ain't going to win that game. It seems to me that the championship coach on the other side has figured out how to play this team, and I think the Pacers are in a good position here. And the Pacers, if the Knicks don't have any of their players come back, OG Onobai and who's the other guy? Julius Randle. If those 2 guys don't come back, the Pacers have more players to compete against Boston should Boston win. So that's why I just don't understand how the Knicks even made it this far playing the way they've been playing. I know they're gritty. I know they play hard. I know they're tough. But the way they play, you can't sustain that type of basketball. Everything is just so hard when you watch them play. It's just so tough and hard to score even one layup. They get no easy baskets. And in the playoffs, every easy basket means something. You look at the Pacers. Halliburton, he did all right, 20 points. I'd like to see him drop 30. That's how you really beat these Knicks. When you're the best player, you need to drop 30 points or more. If you're the best player in the playoffs, you have to be doing that. They got away with it, though. The whole team played well. They had a team effort. But if it wasn't a team effort, this man needs to drop more than 20 points. But everybody was making shots. Literally everyone was making. They went 4 for 13 from 3, guys. Like, what can I say? 7 for 37. That's the ball game. The 3-point shot. Now, are they going to keep shooting the way they shooting? I think so. Because you got to remember, their coach, he loves the 3-point shot. How did Dallas win that championship against LeBron? The 3-point shot. So they're going to live and they're going to die by it. And they shoot it better. They're going to go back to Madison Square Garden. But we're going to call that game tomorrow. But for tonight, we're going to talk about the Thunder and Mavericks. They got Dallas favored by 2. Everybody's going to be on Dallas because they won the last 2 games. I'm picking OKC to win this game, but I think Dallas is probably going to win the series just because they got more star power and more experience. So with that being said, I'm going to pick OKC tonight. But if OKC loses tonight, they definitely going to lose in 6 games. Because if they can't get it done, that's 3 straight losses. That means you lost your confidence. You lost your manhood. So see you later. All right, last and not least, we got the Boston Celtics going to Cleveland. And with this, Boston, they're favored by 8.5 points. You know everybody's going to pick Boston, so that's what scares me about this. I think that Cleveland is probably going to steal this one. I know it's a bold pick by me doing this. I got nothing to go on to pick this, but you guys know what I do. I make bold picks, and this is going to be my bold prediction. It's a long shot. Probably is not going to happen, but I got to pick a long shot every day, at least one long shot. And my long shot is going to be Cleveland. It's going to beat Boston. If not, they're going to at least cover, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. And if I see anything weird, I'll try to make a video. Other than that, boys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.